Hey guys, today I'm going to go over Heroic Amber Shaper from the tank POV. So to start off the fight, hopefully you don't pull early like we did there, but you can just kind of fight him up here where he starts out at. He's not going to do too much. He'll spawn some oozes here, do this Amber Scalpel on people in the raid. The oozes should just be brought into melee. They just fixate people. You can't actually pick them up. He's going to cast this Reshape Life, which will turn one of the tanks into the Construct. This is one of the unique parts of the fight. So you could see there, I had a ton of nameplates all over my screen. One way you can get around this is turning off your nameplates, but there's actually a plater mod that Cal made that I'll have in the description, and it's really, really nice for this. It just auto disables the friendly player nameplates. So all you're going to see is the boss and later the monstrosity. So definitely recommend that to get all that stuff off of your screen because it is very annoying. So here in the monstrosity, we're going to have 4 buttons. First button is a damaging ability that also stacks a damage amp up on the boss, but also later the monstrosity. The second one is this 2 button. This is the self interrupt. It also increases your damage taken by, I think, 100% for 5 seconds. So occasionally your construct is going to cast this amber explosion, and you need to interrupt it, otherwise it'll damage the entire raid. So this is one of your really big focuses while you're in here, is making sure you're interrupting your own cast by pressing the 2 button. You're just spamming the 1 button to keep those stacks up. Use the 2 button to interrupt yourself there. To exit the vehicle, we need to be below 20% HP. So the raid will need to DPS you down so that you'll be able to leave if you are going to be leaving. You can also just stay in the A-bomb the whole time. But depending on what strat you're doing, who you want in there, you may be leaving here. So this 3 button also, this will slurp up the ooze. It will increase your max HP, your current HP along with that too. And it will give you energy back. So obviously this can be problematic if you're trying to get kicked out of the A-bomb. If you're trying to get kicked out of the A-bomb, you will want to slurp 1 ooze puddle. That will keep you in just long enough to be able to keep the stacks on the boss between the first person going in and then the next person getting Reshape Life and them going in. So just slurp 1, and then before you run out of energy, you need to press that 4 button. So the ways you die are literally your HP reaches 0 in the construct or your energy reaches 0. So just make sure you're leaving before that happens. And we do want to make sure we're maintaining the stacks on the boss too. So don't leave too early. Make sure that the next person will have enough time to keep those stacks going. Because as you can see, 10% damage amp per stack, we're already doing 100% more damage to the boss. And this is going to become really important later in the final phase of the fight. We want to have a lot of these stacks up so that we don't really have to deal with the mechanics there. As far as these puddles, move the boss enough so that the melee don't have to like stand in them to DPS the boss, but keep the boss close enough to them that the person in the construct can slurp the ooze while just staying in melee range at the same time. At 70%, the boss is going to phase. I can't remember exactly when we do it here. I think we're getting some extra stacks on the boss there. So now we're going to be phasing. We liked having the Prot warrior out here. Any tank can do it, but while you're progging, it is kind of nice to have a tank that's going to take like no damage out here. So Prot warrior was nice here, and now the monstrosity's out at 70%. The boss himself is going to take like no damage during this time, so don't even bother attacking him. I should mention too that on 10-man specifically right now, you do amplified threat while you're in the construct, and it's actually a really big deal where the construct will constantly pull threat. I've heard that I haven't really done too much 10-man myself, but I have heard that if you turn off your tank stance before you go in the construct, that may fix it. So you can try that out. Otherwise, if the current tank is spamming taunt, that seems to be good enough too. But if you're able to just turn off your tank stance and that fixes it, that would be ideal. So the monstrosity here, we're trying to kill him as quick as we can because then we can go to phase 3. So during this phase, the tanks aren't gonna like get thrown in anymore. So this tank, we're just keeping in there the entire time. He's staying in there the whole time. He's gonna just do it the rest of the fight. He's gonna be keeping the stacks going on the boss. And ideally here, you want to switch between the two. So you do like your one button on the boss, then you do your one button on the monstrosity, and you just go back and forth like that. That way you can get out of this phase pretty quickly, and you have a lot of stacks going into the last phase. So here we do want to make sure that we're pretty close to these puddles for our construct guy while we're moving the boss around a little bit. This fling mechanic, ideally, that's going to be taunted by a plate DPS. They should be prepared to use like some kind of cooldown, like DPS where you could throw a shield wall, you know, stuff like that. Go D-stance, throw on a shield really quick when you're doing the taunt. It's not an exact timer, so they should be taunting like 3 seconds before a potential fling, because it can come early. When he does get picked up for the fling, he will melee other people during that time, and he throws you. You are stunned for a while. So it's ideal as a tank that you're not actually getting this fling, and that a DPS is getting thrown instead. This phase, though, it's just kind of more of the same. You're occasionally going to get these stomps. They just knock you back a little bit. Not a big deal. Especially on Warrior can charge. Kind of late on the charge there, but we got it. But once this monstrosity dies, you're going to be in phase 3. In phase 3, the boss will run to the middle. There's some mechanics here. There's like a cutter kind of mechanic where people get fixated with them, and they have to bring the things that are fixating them. I think I forget what they're called, amber beacons maybe. They have to bring those things together to get rid of them. But ideally in this phase, you have a ton of stacks on the boss. You can see we have 430% damage jump. So this part should go really, really fast, and hopefully you just don't really have to do the mechanics too much here, ideally. You will be taking a good amount of damage, though, so as a tank, just call for all the externals here. There's nothing else to really use them on. Run all your CDs here, just get through that. And yeah, that's the whole boss right there, but the big learning curve on this fight is people learning how to do the construct correctly. So one thing I forgot to mention too, on the monstrosity, it will also do an amber explosion cast just like the one you interrupt on yourself. You interrupt that one by using your one button. As a tank, generally you're not really going to be worrying about that too much. You're just going to be worrying about keeping stacks on each of the mobs, making sure the boss stacks do not drop. Whichever DPS get put into the construct, they should be the ones focusing on interrupting and doing stacks on the monstrosity. As a tank, generally your role is going to be just maintaining stacks on both mobs at the same time. But you can, if people are struggling with it, you can definitely look to help. Just make sure the boss debuffs do not drop during that time. But that whole fight is very much a personal responsibility fight. So, I mean, as a tank, you can only do so much, but learn the construct. There's like a web game you can play to practice it if you want to, and yeah, try to come in as prepared as you can. But I hope this was helpful for you guys, and I'll see you in the next one.